A senior from Paris, Tennessee, sidelined with a knee injury, a contributor for 3 years at wing and point guard, Ed Littleton. And now the starting lineup for Tennessee. At forward, last year's most valuable player in the Southeastern Conference, a two-time All-America from Marietta, Georgia, number 14, Dale Ellis. At forward, 6'7", a junior from Millen, Georgia, number 40, Willie Burton. At center, 6'10", a junior from Cincinnati, Ohio, number 33, Dan Fetterman. At guard, 6'2", a junior from Memphis, number 21, Michael Brooks. And at guard, 5'11", a junior from Niagara Falls, New York, number 10, Tyrone Beeman. Tennessee is coached by Don DeVoe.
There your starting lineups. There's Tennessee coach Don DeVoe and Dick Vitale. An emotional moment when Dale Ellis was introduced. We knew it would be. This is in all likelihood his last appearance here. He could play here in an NCAA regional. There is that possibility. Here are the officials. On your left, Ken Lauderdale, Wally Tanner in the middle, Luis Grillo on the right, and we're about set for basketball. And you've been through that before, Dick. When your seniors are introduced, especially one with the greatness of Dale Ellis on him, it's always an emotional moment.
Well, I tell you, Fred, you and I were talking about it. We were watching him during the warm-ups, and I said to you, I look for a great game out of Ellis tonight because he looked so intense during their workout.
Look at Auburn coming out now. 34, Charles Barkley, 6'6", 272 pounds, shaking hands there in the blue uniform. Wait till you see him run and jump. Here are the starting lineups again for both these ball clubs. Auburn 14-8, 7-5 in the Southeast Conference. Tennessee 16-7, 8-6 in conference play, and we're set to play.
Last time they played, Fred, Tennessee got out with an 80-77 victory, and Barkley was scintillating, scoring 35, except he missed a lot of key free throws down the stretch.
First shot of the game is up. Chuck Person got it, couldn't knock it down, and Daniels picks up the rebound for Auburn.
Well, Tennessee will play pressure, man-to-man defense, good denial. They played a Bobby Knight-style play.
They try to kick it inside to Barkley. It's tipped away. It still belongs to Auburn. And what kind of a defense do you look for out of Auburn against Dale Ellis?
Auburn will zone. They'll play the 3-2 zone, trying to negate the effectiveness of Ellis. Ellis will have to get into the gaps of that zone to be effective.
Look at Barkley using that big Bobby jump. Shots up and good. Charles Barkley has two. He got 35 against Tennessee in the first meeting.
Well, if that kid would ever lose some weight and stay away from mama's cooking, Fred, he's got to lose about 30, 40 pounds, and he'd really be quick and a dynamite player.
Just a sophomore out of Leeds, Alabama. Beeman.
There's a 3-2 zone. What makes it unique, they played a big guy at the point of it, 6'9".
Talking about Darrell Lockhart. Tyrone Beeman. Woods. Down inside, they've got Fetterman. One hands it up, and it's knocked away.
Oh, I thought that was a good goal, Fred. My feeling right there is the officials missed one. They usually right 9 out of 10 times, so the next 9, they better be right.
Paul Daniels walks it up. 45-second clock in the Southeast Conference. No three-point line. Long try by Darrell Lockhart. The 6'9" senior gets it from outside, and Auburn's up 4-0.
Lockhart's the kind of player, Fred, that'll give you a solid effort every night. He's consistent. He started 97 consecutive games, scored 14 his first time out, and he's still doing it now in his senior campaign.
Michael Brooks, top of the circle, shut down by Lockhart. They kick it inside to Fetterman. Too strong with a try. One tip from Fetterman's good. Dan Fetterman gets Tennessee on the board. He has played well as a starter over the last 5 games. There's the ball loose on the floor as Daniels went down. Tennessee comes up with it.
Tennessee's going to apply pressure. They are definitely susceptible to pressure, Auburn. They do not have great handlers.
Beeman. Brooks. Good.
He can shoot it, Fred. He's a downtown shooter. You and I were here earlier this year against Alabama from out of Melrose High School in Memphis, Tennessee. The kid has great range as a shooter.
50% field goal shooter, averaging 14 a game, is Michael Brooks. Watch him now as Daniels works against Tyrone Beeman. Auburn with the basketball. We're tied at 4.
Tennessee's always putting pressure on the basketball and denies on the inside.
There's the lob inside Barkley. Defended and hit by Dale Ellis. Ellis draws the first foul in the basketball game. Look at the look on his face. See the intensity.
Well, we take a look at the entry right here by Daniels. He throws the high lob. There comes Ellis over from the help side. He thinks he has all ball, but he definitely grabs the arm as Ken Lauderdale was right on the call.
Another dimension of Dale Ellis. He always takes the other team big score.
Look right here, Fred. 65% from the field and 62%, I believe it was, from the free throw line. That tells me he's really not what you would call a great shooter despite those stats. He gets everything inside.
That 65% is the 4th best field goal percentage in the nation right now in the NCAA stats.
Well, you look at that body, you wouldn't want him to get him anywhere but inside with that body.
I don't think you'll see him at the point much tonight.
Don't get him mad at me, Fred. He's going to get mad at you, but not me.
There's Fetterman open in the lane. Short with a try. Dale Ellis has it back up. It's good. He's fouled. That basket's going to count.
Tremendous court awareness of Ellis. He comes in for the offensive board after the miss by Fetterman. Very active player around the glass. Converts the basket and gets fouled.
Odell Mosfeller committed a foul.
We take a look at Fetterman. He steps right into the seam. That's really a good shot, a 12-footer. Fetterman keeps it alive. Ellis is right there in traffic with 3 people. He pumps, gets it up on the glass, and scores.
Somebody got in the lane too soon from Tennessee. The free throw will not count. Give Dale Ellis 2 points. Take the free throw away. We're tied at 6 with 17:33 left in the first half of this basketball game. Don DeVoe.
Very intense competitor. Completely contrasting style from Sonny Smith of Auburn, who's like a comedian. There's a look at Sonny right now. He had us entertained today at lunch. He has great one-liners a la Abe Lemon.
What a nice person.
A super guy. He used to work, by the way, for Don DeVoe for 5 years at Virginia Tech.
The little town of Roan Mountain, Tennessee.
All the little guys should watch the defense that Beeman will play, number 10.
There's Barkley up soft with it, won't drop. Fetterman clears it for Tennessee, and the Vols with a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight.
Well, what Tennessee did right there defensively, they want to push Barkley out, push him out to about 12 feet. Do not allow him to get in on a box.
Well, if you want to push him out, you better go get a tugboat, because there's no one player that can do it. There's a foul against Chuck Person for hooking in the lane.
Person's a good-looking freshman. He's from Brantley High School in Alabama. We take a look at it right here. There's Beeman, and there's the foul right there in the right-hand corner on Dale Ellis, pushing off by Person.
Dick, you look at Person, Barkley, and Lockhart along the front line from Auburn. They can lay some big bodies on you up there.
Very physical team. They lead the Southeastern Conference in rebounding, yet Sonny Smith says, we really don't have tremendous quickness, and our real problem is handling the basketball. They turned it over 23 times in their last game against Georgia.
Burton, Michael Brooks, Beeman enters it low. There's Fetterman. He's up and in.
Fetterman's really improved, Fred. He's a different player as we look at the intensity of Don DeVoe, former assistant to Bobby Knight, and you see a lot of the qualities of Bobby Knight in Don DeVoe.
And Fetterman has started the last 5 games for Tennessee, and he's averaged 12 points and 5 rebounds as a starter. Auburn trying to handle the pressure. Daniels one-on-one against Beeman in backcourt.
Look at the way he digs in defensively, Beeman, right now. Look at that intensity, putting pressure on Daniels.
He's making him work.
He's got the head right on the ball, very active hands. Coaches love this kind of defensive play.
I tell you what, they killed 17 seconds on the shot clock before they got their offense set. Inside, there's a foul called. It's travel. Excuse me, not a foul. Lockhart had the bucket, but he traveled. Sonny Smith doesn't like the call. And back the other way we come with Tennessee leading 8-6.
His 5th season at Auburn, as you can see, 62 wins. Very tough place to win when you're challenging the likes of Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama. It's not easy winning out in Auburn, but he's doing a great job of recruiting, and we'll talk about that later because they've signed some great new kids.
Auburn hasn't won here since the 69-70 season. Ellis is going to be a goaltend on Barkley. Give Dale Ellis 4 points in this contest. Ellis averaging 22 points and 7 rebounds a game.
Well, we'll take a look at Dale Ellis operating on the baseline. He posts up strong, takes the little jumper, and there is Barkley, definitely skying. Look at those legs and a jumper for a kid with his weight.
Beeman hits the deck as Daniels gets it up. Top of the circle. There's Chuck Person wide open. The shot's in and out. Barkley's up. Strong. It's blocked by Fetterman and taken away by Tennessee.
Oh, Fetterman says, get that out of here, Barkley. Don't bring that into my area.
Beeman has Ellis wide open in the corner, and he nails it.
That's why Dale Ellis is the premier small forward in America, according to all NBA scouts. He can go inside and outside. Flexibility, Fred.
And listen to the crowd in Stokely. They're into this game early as Tennessee's up by a half dozen with 15:32 left in the first half. Lockhart fouled at the baseline. Dan Fetterman draws his first foul. Dick, one thing that might happen as this game goes on, as much pressure as Beeman is getting on, Paul Daniels bringing the ball up. Daniels may be a worry basketball player.
We take a look at it right here. There's the ball into down low. There's Fetterman coming over from the help side, and he bangs them. Speedy recovery.
That's the turnover average for the season. And what's happened tonight, Auburn's turned it over, make it 4 times now. They just turned it over again, and Tennessee really getting defensive pressure on the Auburn Tigers right here. Or the War Eagles or the Plainsmen. You pick the nickname you like.
Well, they did the same thing to Florida, and they beat Florida in their last outing by 25. Tennessee is very sharp tonight, offensively and defensively.
Dick, it's a funny thing. I mentioned that Auburn hasn't won here since the 69-70 season. Sometimes teams just have trouble playing in some arenas, and Auburn's teams, even with changes in personnel, have experienced that. Here's Daniels in on Brooks. Nice soft layup, and Paul Daniels has too.
That's probably the easiest basket he's going to get all night, Fred. He got open by the steal and just go into the court, coast to coast.
18-10, Tennessee by 8. Brooks. Crowd very quiet here right now. Burton tried to get it low and lost it. Barkley takes it away for Auburn. And here come the Tigers down by 8.
Well, that's 2 turnovers in a row, and I know Don DeVoe can't be pleased with that.
Lockhart tries on the outside. It's not there. Barkley has it back up and in. He used the glass. Charles Barkley has 6 points.
Well, he just bounces off the floor like the rubber man. The crowd doesn't appreciate his waving of the fist as he scores and comes up the other length of the court. He's a crowd.
18-12 Tennessee now with 12:45 left in the first half. Beeman up top to Brooks.
Very active zone now. They're jamming inside. Last 2 times Tennessee turned the ball over.
Who's not seeing the ball much in the Tennessee offense is Willie Burton. There's Dale Ellis getting fouled down low. Person behind him, Mosteller in front of him. Mosteller hasn't seen the ball for Auburn tonight.
I was just going to say, we really haven't found Mosteller on the floor. He definitely hasn't been a factor. We take a look at Dale Ellis working inside. Look how he posts up real strong, spreads his body 14 on the boxes. He has that great knack of knowing how to play down on the baseline.
There's Ellis. Oh, what a move. He got the shot up. It wouldn't drop, and Barkley takes it away. Did you see on that replay how much Ellis was trying to help the passer?
Shows him his hand.
Mosteller. Nope. There's Barkley back up. Good.
Well, that Barkley's a horse around the basket. You're talking about a real thoroughbred. He bangs the glass. He spreads out that body. Fred, Sonny Smith and I were talking today, and you were there to overhear the conversation. Can't convince him to stay away from the table and not to eat so much.
6'6", 272. And can run and jump. Burton down inside. Dale Ellis draws the crowd. Barkley the biggest part of the crowd. There's Michael Brooks. Had a notion, didn't do it. Willie Burton on the wing. Now he's going to try it. Good. Willie Burton gets his first 2 points of the night, and it's 20-14, Tennessee by 6. Oh, and Beeman takes it away. He's got Burton wide open. Willie Burton has 4.
Tremendous little play there by Beeman, number 10. He's been absolutely dynamite here today. Forced the turnover, and then not only forced it, Fred, he converted it and got the score.
And Auburn really did not react defensively after they turned it over. It's 22-14 Tennessee. Beeman hits the deck. Daniels gets the ball to the wing, takes the jumper. Doesn't drop, and Ellis clears the rebound. Here comes Beeman pushing it for Tennessee. Off the baseline, that's Brooks. Michael Brooks has 6, and Tennessee's up by 10 again.
Well, Brooks is an outstanding stationary jump shooter. They ran the transition game. Penetration by Beeman, kicks it to the wing, and Brooks delivers it.
Beeman backs pressure off this time, picks him up at midcourt. Daniels trying to set the Auburn offense. I tell you, Brooks is doing a job on Mosteller, denying him the ball so far. There's Mosteller with it. Person, Mosteller, Daniel. Lockhart, good. Darryl Lockhart has a half dozen points.
Well, he's playing a very steady game. He's shooting the open jump shot, and he's making it count.
10 minutes, 31 seconds left in the first half here. 24-16, Tennessee leading Auburn by 8.
Tennessee really operates down on the boxes against the zone, and then they slide and try and get a high-low post look.
There's Ellis. He's fouled. Barkley got him, and that's The first foul on Charles Barkley.
You're really at his mercy once he gets the ball down inside.
Looking at Don DeVoe. Here's the play.
There's Ellis working down in the boxes. He has that great drop step as he turns and wheels to the basket. He protects the ball with his left hand. 34 looks at the official, Mr. Lauderdale, and he says, no, I didn't get him.
Ellis has 9.
You know, the amazing thing, the Tennessee staff was telling me that he's in a slump. He's shooting 58% for the year, and he's in a slump. He shot 65%, Dale Ellis, last year.
He is so smooth on the floor. They're shooting for him. Doesn't get it. And I think somebody from Auburn got in the lane too soon. They're going to give him another shot. That's interesting because a while ago, Ellis made a free throw that was taken away because a Tennessee player got in too soon. Now he misses one, and there's an Auburn player violating the lane.
Well, those little points come back to haunt you. Those kind of mistakes, lack of mental concentration, drive a coach to lose all their hair like I lost mine, Fred.
Free throw good, so Ellis takes advantage of the second chance, and Tennessee leads by 10 again with 10:19 left in the first half. There's your score, 26-16 Volunteers. Persons up court to Mosteller, and he broke away for his first 2 points of the night.
Well, Sonny Smith's club showed that they have some discipline and the ability to attack the pressure, got the ball to the wing, and beat the defense down the floor.
First 2 points of the night for Odell Mosteller, who's averaging 15. Auburn down by 8 now as Tennessee attacks him. Willie Burton. They haven't seen a substitution in this ball game yet. We're midway through the first half. There's Brooks. Well, he has just got radar. He is 4 for 4 and has 8 points.
Fred, that's a three-point play in any league. They don't have the three-point play in the Southeastern Conference, but that's a 25-footer.
Here again, Daniels works against Beeman.
Look at the pressure. He leads him to where he wants to take him.
Barkley powers it inside, and he made a real soft move with the basketball when he got it there. 10 points for Barkley.
Fred, it's amazing the agility, mobility that he has for a guy that size. It's absolutely astounding as we watch him perform.
28-20 Tennessee with 9:19 left in the first half. Brooks to Burton. Down low it goes to Ellis. 2-time. Daniels that time helping out Barkley. Ellis still digging for the basketball, and it goes to Auburn. Barkley comes up with it.
Well, they want the foul, but there was no shot there. Ellis forced the action. They had 3 people around him. Should have definitely thrown the ball right out.
Daniels took a look back at his coach, Sonny Smith, to see what offense he wanted him in. And Auburn turns it over.
Credit that to Beeman. His pressure again created that.
Brooks shoots it inside to Beeman. They give it to Ellis for the jump hook, and it's good. Dale Ellis scores again.
Just tremendous interior passing by Beeman. Beeman forces the turnover, brings it down the floor. You know how many points he's been responsible for, Fred? I have him already responsible for about 8 points on the floor.
Dale Ellis has a dozen. Tennessee leads 30-20 with 8:28 left in the first half. Daniels to Mosteller gets a pick from Lockhart. The shot won't drop, and the rebound flies long, and here comes Beeman. They're 3-on-1. He's going to be called for a charge. Daniels got set in the lane, and Tyrone Beeman draws his first personal foul, the third called against Tennessee. Auburn's been whistled for 4.
You take a look at Beeman right now. He's pushing the ball up the floor, and he sees Ellis, got good peripheral vision. He sees Michael Brooks. He definitely charges as he lets the ball out of his hand, and that's a no-no. He was up in the air.
And, Dick, I said they had a 3-on-1, and they did, but it was lopsided. They didn't have the right lane fill.
Right, they didn't have balance. You would like to have a guy filling your right and a guy filling your left, and you need a trailer, and there was lack of communication as we look at Don DeVoe, and he has he told me to tell everybody he's the youngest coach in the Southeastern Conference, 41 years of age. He said, boy, I've survived all this pressure. He said, Dick, I can't believe it, because it's a war every night in this league.
League, isn't it? This is a tough one right now. Substitution for Auburn. Dick Turner on the floor now. That shot's going to count. A foul was called. It's going to be a 2-shot foul. The basket didn't drop. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye loop around. The foul called against Willie Burton, his first. The 4th on Tennessee. And Gerald Lockhart, the 74% shooter, gets the first one down. He has 7 points.
With this youngster, he's from out of Michigan. As we look at the missed free throw, his dad was the former head coach of the Detroit Pistons and now works for Converse Shoe Company as a sales rep. And I know they're mighty proud of Donnie now playing here for Auburn.
7:45 left in our first half. Fred White and Dick Vitale, battling a kind of a testy throat here this evening. We bring you Southeast Conference basketball. Beeman back to Brooks. He threatened the shot, did not take it. In the corner, Burton. Up comes Auburn with it. Bobby Butcher clears timeline. This is Lockhart, and he cans it from outside. Darryl Lockhart showing some shooting ability from the outside. He's a 56% field goal shooter, and he's shown us a little range here tonight.
Well, Butcher did a great job of recognizing Lockhart as the trail man and got him the basketball. Butcher's a kid who's played in the gym all his life, went out to Kentucky to play in high school under his uncle, but he's really from Michigan.
Auburn on defense, if you look over by their bench, you'll see a big body standing over there. That's Barkley, who's out of the game taking a rest, but he's up coaching on the sideline right now.
They say he's a beautiful kid. They say he's a fun-loving kid. He just cannot get away from the table.
Dale Ellis, down low, turnaround shot, Fetterman, a little strong with it, and the little guy, Butcher, brings it out of there and starts to push it up. Mosteller, bounce pass, baseline, and the turnaround shot, in and out and in again. What a shot by Alvin Mumford, and he has two. There's Barkley on the sideline leading the cheers, and Auburn back within 5. The Tigers making a move on Tennessee with 6:23 left in the first half.
Well, I'll tell you, Barkley's the biggest cheerleader I've ever seen, but that was a great shot by Mumford along the baseline.
Greg Turner whistled for a personal foul down along the baseline. He got him in the back, and here's Barkley coming right back into the game. We're at the Stokely Athletic Center on the campus of the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, and we have a timeout taken as you look at a sellout crowd here. 6:20 left in our first half. Lob it into Fetterman, who quickly turns it into 2 more points, and Fetterman has 8.
Well, they designed that out-of-bounds play during the timeout. They called that play, and Fetterman stepped right in for the lob and had the layup.
Butcher, Barkley to Butcher. Now he has to pick up the dribble. Quickly gets the ball to Alvin Mumford, who shows some quickness flashing across the wing, and a foul called against Michael Brooks.
His my small forward in this league.
Has to be a bit tough. Free throw good. Mumford gets it that time. And now Mark Cahill, a 6'7" junior from Stone Mountain, Georgia enters the Auburn lineup. 6:01 left in the first half.
Mark gave me a note. He said, please tell my grandfather my prayers are with him. He's in Denver, Colorado in a hospital. And Mark, we just pass him on to your granddad and hope he recovers from that hip operation.
Willie Burton, Michael Brooks to Burton. Down low on the baseline. Ellis, 2-time, kicks it back out. Burton steps up on the wing, fires it. It's off the rim, and Auburn had to rebound and lost it.
Well, what they're doing there, Fred, is they're collapsing out of that zone, jamming the lane inside, giving them the perimeter jump shot on the wing as we take a look at Don DeVoe.
Ellis lobs to Beeman. Back in the corner it goes to Brooks to Beeman again. They just have Ellis roaming the baseline right now. 32-26 Tennessee. 5:29 left in the first half.
The zone has a look of almost a 1-3-1 now as opposed to the 3-2 they were playing earlier.
Oh, Beeman showed some quick hands to get that ball back. He had all but lost it and recovered it.
Zone changes on each pass, the slide, and therefore it has a different look to it. Sonny Smith is orchestrating on the sideline. There's no defense for that, Fred. There's no defense for that downtowner.
Do you remember a book, Semi-Tough, and a player called Astronaut Jones, who occasionally would shout, trying one, and cut one loose, and that's it? But that reminds you of that a little bit. We got a walk call. The 2 Auburn players collided trying to come up with the rebound. Alvin Mumford got a hand on it, but was knocked off balance and was called a walk.
We take a look at the baseline jump shot right there by Mark Cahill. There's the ball coming off, and they got the walk-in violation right there. Definitely takes an extra step.
4:49 left in the first half of this basketball game. Tennessee has the lead back to 8, and they have the ball.
Auburn's got to shade Brooks. They can't allow Brooks to step into the seam and shoot that jump shot.
And Fetterman to Willie Burton. Inside, they've got Ellis in heavy traffic, and he's fouled and almost got the shot up to the rim anyway, despite the fact that he got whacked.
Very intelligent player. We take a look at Sonny Smith on the sideline. Look at him biting on that tongue.
His mother would tell him, Sonny, get that tongue back in your mouth.
Very intelligent play by Ellis right here. He knows he's going to get fouled. He's going to force the shot with the left hand just to throw it up, to be able to draw and get 2 shots.
Mumford got the foul. Ellis on the line. He's 2 for 3 on the free throw line and misses.
You know, he's out of Marietta, Georgia, and he was not what you would call in the class coming out of high school as the so-called superstars like Dominique Wilkins was out of North Carolina. But he has come in here and has done it on the floor.
Has a dozen points in this game, does Dale Ellis. Having troubles on the free throw line. Fetterman keeps the ball alive, and Burton picks it up for Tennessee. Outside to Michael Brooks, and the Volunteers get another crack at it. 4:25 left in the first half. 8-point lead to Tennessee.
Here's the 3-2 zone. Looks like a 1-2-2, but then they drop into the lane with the big guy at the point.
Michael Brooks is red hot. Michael Brooks, 6 for 6 from outside in this game, and he is shooting from long distance. And Tennessee's back up by 10.
I know Dana Kirk might be watching. He might say, gee, how do we let them out of the city of Memphis? We should have locked them up and not allowed them to get away from Melrose High School.
4 minutes left in our first half. Tennessee by 10, and there's a deflection by Willie Burton. Beeman weaving through traffic, trying to get by Butcher Kent. Good job by Butcher. Look at the pass to Ellis.
Just a great two-man basketball play. Beeman very intelligently brings it to the wing, but they have tremendous rhythm together and makes the great inside pass to Ellis along the baseline, who's as smooth as silk.
Ellis has 14, and Tennessee's up by a dozen, their biggest lead of the game. 3:35 left in the first half, and a nice step inside by Greg Turner for his first 2 points to get Auburn back within 10.
Well, Turner very fundamentally solid. Good up and under move, head fake, takes the ball along the baseline for the deuce.
3 minutes, 21 seconds left in the first half. Tennessee got out by 10. Auburn got back within 5, and now it's Tennessee by 10 again.
Well, you notice in their last home game, they got 3 in a row on a road, Tennessee.
There's Ellis. Had to lob it over Barkley and did it. Ellis has 16 points. Well, he just the shot in midair when Barkley went up.
He's a coach's dream, Fred. You watch him operate. The thing that impresses me so much about Dale Ellis is that he plays with both ends of the floor, defensively and offensively.
Look at Beeman put the pressure on Butcher. Riding him now. Greg Turner in the lane. Along the far side to Cahill. Turner loses it, picks up baseline, and the shot is in and out. Tip try by Barkley won't drop. They're still battling for it. Mumphrey's got it up, doesn't get it. This time it's Turner off the baseline. He walked with the ball. Tennessee gets it back, leading by 12 with 2:34 left in the half.
That's Sylvester Anderson on the right there, one of Sonny Smith's assistants.
We have a timeout taken here again in the Stokely Athletic Center in Knoxville with 2:34 left in our first half. Our score, Tennessee 40, Auburn 28. ESPN's college basketball schedule, the greatest ever, begins a thrilling conclusion as the NCAA champ.
I'm going to put you on the spot, Mr. White. Pick your winner. I want one team and I don't want another. I got mine. I'll tell you first and let you think about it. I'm going with Ralph Sampson for all the gold and Virginia.
I'll agree with you. You can't, I'll say it again. And I think the polls really reflect it this year with what happened, Dick. There is no best team in the United States of America. There's just a group of very, very good ones.
Well, Pete Rozelle would love it. I know he likes parity in the NFL, and this would be something that he would be delighted with.
Dale Ellis. Oh, look at the move. It's on the rim. It won't drop, but what an effort Ellis made just to get it up there. You talk about a ballet move. His body facing one way, and he just got the shot up softly. We'll see it again.
Well, you talk about ballet. He looks like Baryshnikov in shorts right now. He's up there with that great agility and balance. There he is, hangs in the air, draws the foul, and now goes to the line. He's usually a very good free throw shooter.
But he's 2 for 5 on the line tonight. He has 16 points in this contest. His average, 22.
He shot over 80% last year. This year he's shooting over 75%.
Unless the Volunteers get in this arena in NCAA play, which is not likely if you get in there and back in your home arena.
I would doubt it very much.
This is his last game in this arena, and he's singing them a song here tonight. He has 18 first half points.
Fred, what did I tell you during the warm-ups? That intensity and look on his face, he was ready to play.
That's a walk called against Odell Mosteller, and again, the Tennessee defense. And Sonny Smith isn't going to like this call at all because he did not think the defensive player gave Mosteller room. Sonny, a very mild-mannered coach, not saying a lot. There are the turnovers in the first half of this game, and you can credit the Tennessee defense as Barkley takes it away, and look at him push it up. Here comes 272 pounds of quickness. Mosteller hit, he's fouled, the basket's going to count.
You know, Barkley just said to the guards, give me the basketball, get out of my way. If you can't handle it, I'm going to bring it up the court, length to length, 6'7", 270, like a freight train coming down the floor.
It's like watching the Prudential Building get up and dance. Don DeVoe. It's a big bucket for Auburn, gets them back within 12. They were down by 13. This could be a three-point play. Mosteller in and out. Barkley trying to keep it alive, but it's taken by Beeman for Tennessee.
Well, Mosteller's been really in a shooting slump the last 5 games. Has not been shooting the basketball like he did last year, where he shot 55%, shooting 44 this year.
A minute 45 left in the first half. Michael Brooks with the basketball to Burton on the wing.
They really try to create angles here from the wing and making the entry down into Ellis, who operates on those boxes.
Did you say Willie Burton's a pretty good role player?
Yes, he is. He's got great legs. There it is, the great angle.
Ellis battling for the rebound with Barkley, and here comes Auburn with it. Daniels through the legs, pushes it up on the wing. Beeman's there with him, and he's going to bring it back out.
Things are going to get better for Auburn. They signed a super guard by the name of Frankie Ford from out of Osceola High School in Florida, who everybody says is one of the premier guards in America.
1:09 left in the first half. 27 seconds on the shot clock as Auburn operates here, down by 12 points.
Look at that defensive pressure. They really deny on the wings. They get great post defense. Tremendous help.
Lockhart along the baseline. Mosteller partially blocked by Fetterman. Picked up by Burton. They've got Beeman up there. It's good.
Thank you, defense. The defensive end started that easy layup. There is no substitution, Fred, for being able to get an easy layup off your defensive transition.
Tyrone Beeman's first 2 points of the night. 44-30 Tennessee. 34 seconds left in the first half.
Excuse me, Fred, but look at that pressure. You and I have been saying it all night, and I hope we don't bore the people, but I just love number 10 when he's playing defense.
All Daniels with it. Tyrone Beeman sticking to him out front. 19 seconds left in the first half. Tennessee by 14 at the moment. Down low it goes. Jump shots up and good. Darrell Lockhart now has 11 points. Tennessee has it with 7 seconds left in the half. 5 seconds in the half. Brooks, 6 for 6, 7 for 7.
Turn out the lights, as they say in Don Meredith. When this kid is shooting like that, Michael Brooks, showtime!
7 for 7 from the floor with 14 points and all from downtown. And Tennessee has had a half here. There goes Don DeVoe. He has a lot of positive things to talk about, Dick.
Well, he's got to be excited with this plus margin. He said every game goes down to the last four minutes, but tonight it looks like his team is in total command and the crowd loves it.
We are at halftime here at the Stokely Athletic Center in Knoxville, Tennessee. Our halftime score, Tennessee 46, Auburn 32.
Unbelievable.
Tennessee with 70% shooting in the first half. Their record for a game, 75%. They shot that against Ole Miss in 1982. 52-42 Tennessee. Auburn with another chance to get within 8 here. Daniel against Beeman. Good quick move back to Person. Shots off the front of the rim. He's got it again. Throws it off the glass. Barkley tipped. Won't go. And the ball's still alive outside. It'll be picked up by Paul Daniel. Auburn's going to get another crack at it.
Well, one thing Don DeVoe's got to be displeased with, his clubs usually body up and get really strong box-out position. They're not making contact on any Auburn player when a shot goes up.
Mosteller can't drop it.
Fred, you don't have to be a great jumper to be a rebounder. You got to body up. You got to make contact, whether you use a reverse pivot or a front pivot. But you got to find your man, and you got to get between him and the basket if you're going to be a good rebounder.
I just looked at Sonny Smith. He was really disappointed they couldn't come away with 2 there. Dale Ellis is fouled. I believe Chuck Person got it.
You're just at his mercy once he gets down low on you. I got a tennis date with Sonny Tuesday out in Auburn, and I expect to take him apart on a tennis court.
I've got 5 on Sonny. Alvin Mumford in the lineup for Auburn. Chuck Person leading the lineup. 14:48 left in this basketball game. The 10-point lead to Tennessee. And here's Dale Ellis up there with 22 points on the night. Well, he's finding the range on the free throw line. He had problems in the first half.
You know, Georgia's really produced some fine high school players. When you think of the senior class in the Southeastern Conference and you look at Jeff Malone now, he's from out of Georgia. I'm a great fan of Jeff Malone. I hope the people in Starkville, Mississippi realize that I think a lot of them that I would even rate him 1 and 2 with Ellis. I just like Ellis a little bit more because of his defensive play and his rebounding ability. Plus, you got to give an edge always to a big guy, I think, over the little guy.
Well, I'll defend you a little bit. Calling anybody number 2 to Dale Ellis isn't saying anything detrimental about him. You're not calling the dog when you say that. Nice move inside by Alvin Mumford. He has 5 points. And again, the 10-point lead to Tennessee as the Volunteers walk it up.
Well, he makes things happen when he comes off the bench. He's going to be a very active player. He was a starter last year and has accepted the role coming off the bench, and he's doing a fine job, Mumford.
Ellis, oh, what a move. And he got the tip. You talk about a quick jumper, Dick.
Great quick move to the goal. Tremendous touch on the tip. Good fingertip.
You tell me how he came down and got back up there that quickly. 26 points now for Ellis.
Don DeVoe would tell you that's great coaching.
There's one that has to break their back. Except Barkley rolls around. It won't go. The tip good. It's going to be an offensive basket interference. The basket will not count.
Well, if the ball is on the cylinder of the rim, you cannot interfere with it. That's definitely basket interference.
It has to be killing Auburn. Mosteller wide open, can't get the shot down.
Look at Barkley working inside right now. I mean, he just tips with his left hand. There's the ball. It's right on the cylinder. You can't play with it up there. Definitely, if that was the Olympic ruling, it would be able to count.
International basketball, you can do that. 12-point lead, Tennessee. Dale Ellis in the lane to Beeman. He'll bring it back out. 13:38 left in the game. Fetterman low. Burton.
Tennessee clubs are always going to shoot in the 50% range and have a chance to win because of their shot selection and their execution.
And I'll tell you what, Tennessee wants to get the ball to Dale Ellis.
Do you blame him? There it is, down low.
And he's fouled again.
Can't handle him, Fred. He's so active without the ball. He moves. He knows how to flash to it, and they know how to drive it right into the seam. He's got great scoring ability.
Lockhart commits his first foul. Here's the replay.
You take a look at it right here. Look at him flashing the ball, posts up real strong. No one denies him the basketball, and he's absolutely danger down there.
And a timeout comes here with 13:25 left in this.
People say, and I've said it, a better basketball team in Houston might be down there at the University of Houston than the Rockets at the Summit.
They might trade front lines right now. 56-44, Tennessee, 13-16 left in this basketball game.
Back into the 3-2 zone. They came out in a man-to-man. They played this zone exclusively in the first half and then got away from it and went to man and cut the gap, and now they're back into the zone.
Beeman, Michael Brooks outside. Brooks hasn't tried a shot in the second half. He was 7 for 7 in the first half. There's Ellis. Good night.
You know, the average fan will say, well, what is it? It's an easy layup. It's the knack of getting free to get that layup, Fred. The great ability of movement without the basketball. That's one area of the game that most kids are not adept at.
It's the pass and the catching it in midair and converting it to 2 also. 28 for Ellis. There's Barkley.
Oh, just vicious. Dr. J style. A body like Wes Unseld. Stay away from those hamburgers. You're eating too many, Mr. Barkley. You could be a great one.
12 points, Charles Barkley. 58-46, Tennessee. 12:27 left in the basketball game. Barkley got a hand on it, but it's out of bounds to Tennessee.
And then Barkley does a little officiating, too. He points up the other end. He says, look, Mr. Official, give me a break.
12:25 left in the contest as Brooks picks up the basketball for Tennessee.
I hope Mrs. Barkley knows I really love her son, and I'm only teasing here, but I really think the kid has such potential. I'm going to call him Mr. Poe, Mr. Potential.
You know what Gerald Royal said about potential? It means he ain't done it yet.
I like that. He knows he's a heck of a football coach.
Fetterman's shot doesn't drop, and here comes Auburn down by 12. Mosteller to Daniel, and the shot blocked with a foul call. Auburn wanting the 2 also on a goaltending call, but they're not going to get it. It'll be a 2-shot foul.
Sonny says, what do I got to do to get that call? He looks at Sylvester Anderson, his assistant, who won 4 state championships in Georgia. Here's the ball, run up the court, point guard to the wing. There's the block. Let's take a look at another angle, Fred. I really can't tell there if it's goaltending. He's got to get it on his downward play. He got that ball on its way up. There's no question. He got that ball on its way up.
Alvin Mumford gets the free throw. He has 6. It was a second foul on Michael Brooks. Auburn with 5 team fouls in the second half. Tennessee with 2.
What a recruiting year already. As I mentioned earlier, Frankie Ford. They signed Michael Rutledge, a 6'10", and some people, as we look at Don DeVoe, but he's the best big kid in Alabama. And they also got a great swing player from out of Georgia, from Atlanta, by the name of Kerry Martin. So things are going to look up there on the Auburn campus.
Just a little credit to Auburn here tonight. We'll get to it in a moment. Fetterman gets it back outside of Beeman. Tennessee is playing extremely good basketball, and they haven't been able to knock Auburn out. Dale Ellis has 30.
I'll tell you, he can shoot it facing. He can go down in the boxes. He can go to the wing. Tonight we are watching the Dale Ellis Show in his finest hour as a senior collegiate in his last game in Stokely Athletic Center. You made a good point there, Fred. They're hanging in the game, and yet Tennessee's playing effectively on both ends of the floor.
60-48. 60-50.
Got to like
Mosteller now has, or Mumford rather has, 9.
Came off the bench and gave an instant offense.
60-50 Tennessee. 10:56 left in the game. There's a near steal, but Fetterman gets it back. Shot clock. Dan Fetterman has a dozen. Oh, that was a big, big play for Tennessee. Auburn could have had it back down by 10, but Fetterman worked it out. There's your score. Tennessee by a dozen. 10:39 left in the game.
They can't put the Joe Louis punch, the knockout punch on him right now. They keep getting it to 12-14, and Auburn just keeps coming back.
Barkley got it down low to Mosteller, and he was fouled. Michael Brooks, for the night he's had for Tennessee, his third foul.
Put a show on in the first half. Has not really gotten free for his jumper in the second half. The thing I like about him, he's not trying to force it like most kids would do if they get off the 7 for 7. Look at Barkley's ability. Pump fakes, drops the bounce pass to the baseline. Mosteller takes it up strong. He's been kind of quiet here tonight. They tell me he's been in a slump.
And he just missed his first free throw. Has the second one coming here. Has only 4 points, this Mosteller. Now he has 5.
He's an 83% shooter from the free throw line. Has a nice touch as Michael Brooks goes to the sideline with number 3.
Kevin Woods coming onto the floor for Tennessee. And Dick, if I'm not mistaken, that's Tennessee's first substitution. Did they substitute in the first half? I don't think they did.
I don't think they did either, Fred. Now that you mention it, he's going with an Iron Man 5. You know, he suspended 3 kids about a week ago after they lost to Alabama. Don was upset with their attitude in the locker room. He's such an intense competitor. He didn't like the idea they were smiling and laughing after the game. And I believe it was Tyrone Harper with Seth McDonald. And
a foul called against Alvin Mumford, and he doesn't believe the call. He thought that Ellis went down on impetus that time. He didn't think he'd hit him. But the foul's called, and Ellis is back on the free throw line with 30 points in this game. He has hit 4 for 4 in the second half. Here's the play. You decide.
Well, there's the diagonal pass right over the top of the defense.
Well, you can't tell.
I can't really tell right there, but the official gave the edge to the All-American Ellis. That's what happens sometimes when you're an All-American. You get that break. You know, the third,
not a shooting foul, excuse me.
The third player, Fred, was a kid by the name of William Mills, who's not back on the squad. The other 2 came back.
That was the first substitution for Tennessee. Crowd's kind of quiet here at Stokely. 9:39 left in the game. Burton to Ellis.
That could really pay the price for later in the week. They have to play 3 games this week. They have Vanderbilt, which is going to be a tough one at Vandy, and then they go down Sunday to play Kentucky at Lexington.
Well, Burton tried it and missed. Woods back up with it.
Kevin Woods, very active. He was starting earlier in the year. He's from Dunbar High School, Fred, where they're recognized to be the best in America. In fact, a lot of the fans were teasing it. It's a Reggie Williams is going to come here with his buddy Kevin Woods. Forget it. Reggie Williams will be a Hoyer and play for Georgetown.
We're talking about Dunbar out of Baltimore, Maryland. Fetterman throws the missed shot. Tennessee up by 13, and they have the basketball. Woods on the wing. Gets the ball to Beeman. To Willie Burton. Fetterman, they've got Ellis down in there. It's knocked out by Lockhart. Fetterman's up. Look at his shirt. The count.
I'm really impressed with Fetterman's play tonight. He's very active in the paint area. He doesn't have the great legs. He's not a spectacular player. He's a role player, Fred, as you put earlier, and he gets the job done as all the Tennessee fans cheer with their approval. There's Fetterman, unselfish, tries to dump it down to Ellis. The ball is knocked loose. Fetterman comes up with it, demonstrates a nice little touch off the glass, and gets fouled.
And Tennessee has their biggest lead tonight, 15 points with 8:55 left in the game, and they'll have Fetterman on the line.
I know if you're Don DeVoe, you don't want to leave Stokely. You'd rather have the last 3 come here, especially with the last 2 being blowouts, blowing out Florida and winning here.
Fetterman gets the 3-point play. Tennessee by 16. With 8:52 left in the game, Auburn needs to make a run.
You want to see an emotional moment? If they were leading by big numbers at the last minute and he took Ellis out, this place would absolutely explode.
Ellis clears the rebound of the Daniels missed shot. And here comes Tennessee with a 16-point lead in the basketball.
I know when I used to sit on the sideline and your club was on all gears, you'd be excited. What a great steal by Daniels.
Took it away from Beeman and gets the 2.
He said, I had enough of your play tonight, Mr. Beeman. You're up in me all night long, and now I'm going to catch you and go to the other end for a layup.
4 points now for Paul Daniels, and a 14-point lead to Tennessee.
Remember, with the shot clock, they can't back it out and run some time down. They got to play basketball for the entire evening.
They got a foul called against Paul Daniels. The 45-second clock here in the Southeast Conference. It's on the entire game. Donnie Butcher now replaces Paul Daniels for Auburn. Sonny Smith wants a word with Daniels as he comes off the floor. There's Butcher.
Oh, Fred, I'm going to put you on a spot. I like to really get after you. So many fans were getting on me today for saying that Michael Jordan is a better player and the #1 player. What they don't understand, when you're rated Ellis right behind him, as we look at the bench right there, you're certainly giving him a compliment. Michael Jordan to Dale Ellis, take 1. You're a general manager.
Well, the reason you get in trouble with fans and I don't is because I won't make those outlandish statements.
I like to make those predictions. Get them all on my case. Come on,
tell you what,
take one.
I'm not going to pick anybody over Michael Jordan. I've seen him play a lot this year.
You better believe it. I'll still say with MJ, Michael Jordan was the best in the nation.
67-53, Tennessee leading by 14. We have 7:57 left in this basketball game. We have a timeout in Knoxville. Again, Tennessee with a 14-point lead over Auburn, and we'll be back. From Auburn as they made the trip up here to cheer the Tigers on. 7:57 left in the game, and the War Eagles, the Tigers, the Plainsmen, you pick your nickname for them, need to make a run right here. They have the basketball. They're having trouble getting it in. They do to Barkley. Steps in, takes it up. He's fouled. The basket drops, and I believe it should count.
Alabama, where Enos Watley and Bobby Lee hurt, so he didn't get the kind of recognition that they did. But he's been a player in this league.
Dale Ellis has the basketball on a missed free throw, and is foul now against Donnie Butcher.
He was mugged. He was absolutely mugged down there. Donnie Butcher's going to be a good little player. I tell you, if he's heady like his dad is, you know, I'm naturally prejudiced to his father being a former coach, especially since he coached the Detroit Pistons. And when you coach there with some of those problems in the past, you really got to be quite a guy. That's what they tell me, Fred.
Dale Ellis, look at the concentration. Short with a try. Auburn gets it back down by 12.
I think he misses all his free throws when you and I are here. Last time against Alabama, the same thing, and yet he's got great numbers on a free throw line.
77% shooter who's having problems with it tonight. Mostiller, 2 times. Great defense by Tennessee, but a foul called against the Volunteers, and Tyrone Beeman his second.
Beeman was another kid, not heavily recruited, came out of Buffalo as we look at Don DeVoe right now. I think he's got to be concerned about one factor with the stretch drive they have on the road, and then possibly the SEC tournament run and the NCAA if they were to get there. The fact of not having depth, Fred, could be tough on them as a fatigue factor and the emotion of a tournament.
Butcher. Hunter to Mostiller. Very middle. There they get it inside. Barkley, he's fouled by Fetterman. Barkley hits a deck and does a backflip in the crowd here at Tennessee, cheering the effort by Fetterman for putting Barkley on his back.
Well, he catches him on the way down. Barkley hangs there and allows him to make contact with the ball. Good offensive play from the high post down to the low post. Good ball reversal. There's the foul by Fetterman. We take a look at another angle. Our director doing a great job as usual, Jay Mullen. There's the ball. Did the floor shake? Is there a floor to play on yet? I wonder.
Look at that leg in the corner that looks like a tree stump over there. 272-pound sophomore.
If I was that Pat Guy, the football coach, you think you'd want him on that football field? What a tight end he would be. Or a defensive end. Or to tell you the truth, any place he wanted to play, I'd say play, son.
15 points now for Charles Barkley, the 6'6 sophomore out of Leeds, Alabama. He had 35 against Tennessee the last time they hooked up.
And he missed a bundle of free throws down the stretch, or he could have had a 45-point night. Here comes full court pressure.
Barkley has 16, and Auburn's back within 10. The Tigers just not quitting on it here. 7-10 left in the basketball game as Beeman pushes it up against Lockhart. He's going to take the layup, and he got it. There's a foul there. Is it charging? The basket's going to count.
We take a look at it right here. There's Barkley. They count the basket. They say he lets it go first, then charges. Now we go on the other end and we shoot it. There wasn't a player control foul, which would negate the basket.
4 points to Tyrone Beeman and his.
There comes Beeman. There's Barkley.
Foul.
Steps right in.
4th foul charge to Tyrone Beeman. And they're going to get him out of the ballgame. Michael Brooks is going to replace him.
Well, you know, Michael Brooks is really a shooting guard, a wing player, and not a point guard. And that's the problem they have, losing the kid Ed Littleton to a knee injury. As we look at Beeman, he's been outstanding here tonight.
Barkley's free throw, good.
He told me before, he says, Coach, there's a kid in my city at Bennett High School, Kurt Aiken. Remember the name. Some people say Aiken may be joining Pearl Washington at Syracuse and make Jimmy Boeheim.
Barkley could get him within 10. It's off the front of the rim. Lockhart tries to keep it alive. Barkley had it. Butcher's got it up. Won't drop. Tip try. No. Tip again. And a foul is called against Lockhart. Will the basket count? Lockhart got the tip. It went in. And let's see if they count it.
They're waving the goal off, Fred. They're waving it off.
Second foul on Darryl Lockhart. And the basket does not count.
You know, Tennessee's not doing a job blocking out. As we see the ball is loose, little Donnie Butcher shoots the jumper. It's off the iron. There's the tip once. There's the tip the second time. And then there's the tip in by Lockhart, climbing back.
That's his third foul, not his second. And that's big because Auburn would have been within 9 had the basket counted. Now Dale Ellis on the free throw line. He's 8 for 13 on the line tonight, has 30 points.
You know, you go to every gym in America at practice, you hear every coach cry the same cry. You've got to block out. You try to convince your people on the importance of making contact and getting between that offensive player and the glass. But unfortunately, it just doesn't happen. Here's Sonny Smith on his knee as he looks at Dale Ellis.
What a night. 31 points, a half dozen rebounds. Ellis gets them both.
If Tennessee wins tonight, you have any doubt who's the MVP?
He's 10 for 15 at the free throw line with 32 points in the game, and his club up by 13 with 6:52 to play.
He was MVP in the warm-up, Fred. He won that right there as he was working out.
Person, shot's good. Chuck Person has 8 points, all of them here in the second half. And again, Auburn trying to get back in it, down by 11, 6:39 to go. And if the War Eagles have a run in them, they're going to have to get it pretty quick. Brooks clears timeline. Johnny Butcher dogging it.
Well, see, this is not Brooks. He's not comfortable handling the basketball here. He's not what you would call a pure point guard.
We've got a whistle as the ball comes down the lane. And a foul against Auburn.
They got to really put pressure, tremendous pressure on Brooks, trying to force some turnovers.
That's going to be 4 on Lockhart.
You take a look at it right here. There's the entry from the wing. Good angle. Dump it down to Ellis. Time and time again, you allow him to get the ball there. You might as well just put him at the foul line. You know, some people in Tennessee will tell you this is not the best team in the state, never mind one of the best in the country. As we look at Darryl Lockhart with his 4th foul, Murray Arnold, he sends me more telegrams, Fred. He says, when are we going to get our recognition with Tennessee Chattanooga? And you know what? He really has a right to complain. They deserve it. I believe they're 20-3, and they've been outstanding. In fact, they'll tell you down there, they'll say, hey, the Moccasins, we're the best in the state, Tennessee 2, and Memphis State 3. Now, I don't believe that, but they'll tell you that.
Dale Ellis now 11 for 17 on the free throw line. 33 points on the night, and a 12-point lead for Tennessee with 6:17 to play. Dick, I tell you what, we're going to decide all that in March. Chuck Barkley.
Nobody blocked him out. You wonder why? Look at that size. Look at that frame. Here comes the double team. This is intelligent. Going after Brooks. He's not a handler, but he is a shooter. You don't want to put him on a free throw line.
And Paul Daniel really upset with a foul call against him, his second.
You know, but there are schools, though, Fred, like the Tennessee Chattanoogas, who really don't get the recognition. As we watch the pressure right here, he bodies up on Brooks and he fouls him. You talk another school in Virginia. Everybody naturally, we all talk Virginia and Ralph Sampson. What about Virginia Commonwealth? They're like 20-5. They've been beating people. They're winning the Sun Belt Conference, yet they don't get recognition. Another one, Southwestern Louisiana, or the Bobby Pascal. I believe they're like 21-4. There's so many good teams.
What makes this game the great one that it is. Free throw good. Michael Brooks predictably gets them both. Again, the 12-point lead to Tennessee. 5:58 left in the game. And Auburn's going to have to make the move if he's got one in him.
What a touch Brooks got.
Mumford. Paul Daniel. Works against Brooks.
One thing you know.
There it is. Barkley's inside. He's fouled and he got the shot down. How about some strength? That's going to count. You talk about strength. He had the man on his arm and took him up.
We take a look at Barkley operating down.
What a night for Barkley. 22 points for Barkley now. And it's a 9-point lead for Tennessee. Mumford after Brooks as they hit the timeline.
Good move. Mumford's an athlete going after Brooks right now. It won't be long before he'll get beaming on the floor. He's such a valuable player to this basketball team.
5:30 left in the game. Brooks to Ellis. Hasn't been heard from for a while, Dale Ellis, except on the free throw line. Brooks, first shot he's missed tonight. He's now 7 for 8. And the ball belongs to Auburn. The Tigers down by 9 with 5:22 to play, and they've got the basketball.
Well, plenty of time. Right now, you've got to go operate down to Barkley. You've got to say, clear out, isolate him, try and get him the basketball. I don't blame Don for being a little concerned right now because they're just not playing on all cylinders like they did earlier. You got to go into Barkley. Don't even waste time. Just dump him the ball on a box.
Earl Hayes in the game now for Auburn. They get it inside to Hayes, and his first 2 points just coming off the bench, and Auburn's within 7 with 5:03 to play.
I don't think he can wait much longer before he gets beaming on the floor. They're a different team without him at the controls, Fred. Do you agree?
I do. Kevin Woods outside Michael Brooks.
I'm glad you agree with me about something because you and I battle on so much.
Brooks along the far side. And it's out of bounds.
I said I had to set Fred up. I knew I'd get a positive out of him that time. Here comes Lockhart, big body. Look at that size. I'll tell you, they got some horses here.
I'll tell you what, Auburn's down by 7, and they've got the basketball. They could get within 5 right here. 4:43 to play.
Got to keep going inside, Fred. They can't waste time. They got to go inside.
Mumford, he had a shot in the circle, turned it down. Now he's going to take it off the wing. Too short, and a big rebound to Willie Burton in Tennessee. The Vols have the ball up by 7 with 4:27 to play. I don't think that was a shot Sonny Smith wanted.
No, you don't want that. Not when you got a player like Barkley on the floor, got a guy like Lockhart. You want those big horses to have to go inside and earn their room, board, and book.
Michael Brooks down inside. Shot's good. Dale Ellis there again. He has 35 points in this contest.
Well, he's given a clinic 101 on how to play the baseline here tonight. 9-point lead by Tennessee.
We've got a timeout taken here.
When you get 35 and your team needs every one of them to win.
Person off the baseline can't drop it. Here comes Tennessee, still up by 9 with 3:55 to play. Brooks and Daniels meet at midcourt. And a steal. Here comes Barkley against Michael Brooks.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, and he
misses the layup. He should have slammed it with his left hand. But what a great play. He's a little down right now. But he demonstrated athletic talent there. Made the great steal around the back, goes the length of the court.
Oh, those were 2 big misses by Auburn. They would be within 5 now, but they're still down by 9. 3:23 left in the game. Ellis fouled as the ball comes inside. They say Person got him, and Person does not like the call at all. And I think the Auburn people have the feeling that Dale Ellis is getting protected here a little bit.
There's the entry down now to Ellis. He does a good job of shielding off the defensive player. Catches the freshman on his back. Gets him posted up to the inside. Gets the good angle. You know, Fred, you got to like Barkley here tonight. I know I'm impressed with his agility.
Just a sophomore. Dale Ellis. Looking for number 36. Can't get it down. He's had a tough night on the free throw line. Here comes Auburn. Think how big those 2 buckets are now. Suppose that they were right now within 5 points. Fetterman tips it out of bounds. The pass intended for Barker.
He's a cheerleader. Loves kids. They tell me stories about the way he takes time with little kids. You just got to take a little bit more time to stay away from the table. I've said that 4 or 5 times.
Whistle blows along the baseline. Foul goes against Tennessee.
Don DeVoe coached right to the last second. He has such emotion and intensity on the sideline. His 5th season at Tennessee. That's awfully impressive when you double your losses with wins in a conference like the Southeastern Conference. He coached under Bobby Knight. He also played at Ohio State. He and Knight really weren't players. They'd like you to believe they were players. They were there during the Havlicek and Lucas era. They could have carried you and myself, Fred, and we can't play a lick. And we could have been members of a national championship team with Havlicek and Lucas.
Odell Mosteller on the line. The free throw good. He's 3 for 4 on the free throw line. Has 7 points in this game. And the 8-point lead to Tennessee. Dick, you have to look back at those 2 missed baskets by Auburn and say they were indeed very big right now. But there's still 3:10 left in this game. It's a 7-point lead and a turnover. Barkley picks off the pass, and they could get within 5 again right here.
Well, Barkley's in the right place at the right time. They got to get him the ball. He wants it.
Well, Willie Burton had the steal, lost it out of bounds as they hit the deck. Good effort by Willie Burton. He just could not quite come up with a basketball.
Well, Burton's one of those role players. You never really know he's on the floor until the end of the night. He's got his 7-8 rebounds, makes a couple steals. Quiet man, number 40, Willie Burton.
Paul Daniels with the basketball for Auburn. And Mosteller down inside.
Oh, what a
feed to Person. Missed the shot, and it's going to be goaltending. The basket count. Chuck Person now has 10 points. And Auburn within 5 of Tennessee with 3:04 to play.
Well, credit the unselfish play of Barkley. What a tremendous pass on the interior to the baseline.
Auburn playing hard down the stretch. Fetterman back outside to Brooks. Remember, there's a 45-second shot clock. Tennessee will have to put it up.
Well, how good is this Auburn team? Remember one thing. They beat Kentucky at Kentucky and took Kentucky to the buzzer and lost without Barkley, who was ejected in the first minute against Kentucky the second time.
Michael Brooks trying to run some clock. 2:37 left in the game. 19 on the shot clock, and there's Ellis on the baseline, turns it down.
They're going to use the whole 45. Very intelligent on the floor right now.
Shot clock at 9. 2:26 left in the game. Shot clock at 6. Michael Brooks down the baseline. There was a foul called outside before the move was made. He got a shot down that won't count, but he'll be on the free throw line. Both clubs in the 1-and-1. The foul was called against Paul Daniels. It's his third.
You know, Fred, my stats right now have, as we take a look right here, Michael Brooks operating with the basketball on a wing. There was the foul. The shot definitely was after the foul. My stats have 4 fouls for Beeman. What do you have? Did he foul out? He hasn't been on the floor in the last
I've got him with 4.
I have him with 4 also. I can't understand why he's on the sideline this length of time, unless he was injured, because really he was doing such a great job at that point.
Michael Brooks has 4. 18 points, Michael Brooks, 78-71 Tennessee, 2:15 left in the game. Timeout taken by Auburn here. Sonny Smith wants to talk to his club.
And Beeman's a pretty good free throw shooter, as is turned the ball over 6 times versus only 2 for Auburn.
Auburn turned it over 10 times in the first half. For the game, it's 12-11. Daniels against Brooks. Lockhart blocked by Burton. Now he's going to take an off-balance shot, and he nailed it. Daryl Lockhart has 15 points, and it's a 5-point lead for Tennessee again.
Well, Sonny Smith told me you can put 14-15 in your book for Daryl Lockhart before the game because he's Mr. Consistency.
Well, he's got his 15. Burton gets the inbounds pass back to Ellis. Now to Brooks. And Tyrone Beeman still not on the floor. 1:55 left in the game. Tennessee with a 5-point lead in the basketball. Auburn has gotten 11 off that 16-point deficit. Burton, Woods.
Thunderbolt might want more size on the floor to negate the strength and physical power of Auburn on the board.
That's a kick, and the ball will go back to Tennessee, and they should have 45 seconds back on the clock. The shot clock at 23 now. A minute 40 left in the game.
You don't reset it, Fred. You keep it right at the designated time allowed. What a pass!
And a block, and here comes Auburn. Barkley with a basketball. They're down by 5. Oh, and he threw it away. Intended it for Lockhart, and Willie Burton picked it up for Tennessee, and a big turnover by Auburn. They're still down by 5 with 1:19 left in the game.
That was the big play of the night right there.
Michael Brooks doesn't look comfortable handling the ball.
No, he's not really a ball handler. They're in a delay game right now where they're going to run the clock down, try and take off the full 45 complement. They got what we call a 1-4 set with people lined up high, spreading out the floor, isolating the ball in the middle, trying to force the foul.
Brooks moves by Daniel.
They want Brooks to be fouled.
10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Shot clock's winding down now.
6 seconds left.
Got to go down to Ellis. Right down to Ellis.
Going to take it. Didn't get it. And Auburn has it again with 42 seconds left in the game.
Well, they missed right there. Ellis was wide open.
Paul Daniels is going to be called for the charge.
Calls the last timeout, Daniels.
38 seconds left in the game. Auburn had some shots at it late.
Well, you're susceptible to the charge. As soon as you reverse pivot, he runs a 360, loses control, and there's Tennessee. Against Indiana, Tennessee, Notre Dame, North Carolina, those teams do such a great job of rotating help over feet, and you whirl with that 360 spin, you're susceptible to the charge.
Well, you're looking at a group of players right there who gave it a battle here tonight, but they could just never get the shot down that might have been able to get them all the way back in the game.
You know, they're coming off a loss to Georgia, and it's been unusual. In fact, I don't think all year that they've lost 2 in a row in the Southeastern Conference. They've been winning one, losing one, but they gave a gallant try here tonight against a real fired-up Tennessee basketball team.
Sonny Smith talking to his Auburn team.
If you have to hit the high post coming down, do it. You can't get it. Wide open. You got to post it.
Time running out on the Auburn Tigers. 38 seconds left in this game. Sonny Smith is going to send them out, down by 5. 38 seconds to play, and Tennessee has the basketball as well as the lead. And there's Don DeVoe, Dale Ellis on the bench.
Well, you know, Don DeVoe has a philosophy. 3 things must prevail to play with him, play for him. 1, protect the ball, treat it like gold. 2, play solid defense, and 3, take a good shot. You do all those 3, you got a chance to win. As we look at the MVP tonight, number 14, I mean, he's been a most valuable player, Dale Ellis, a Vitalis most valuable player tonight. Just been absolutely super. 35 points, 7 rebounds, and has been the star of stars.
Tennessee will get another crack at getting it in. They got a shot clock problem here. That clock says 4 seconds. You know, Tennessee brings it up. The shot clock is all wrong. It's going to go off. Well, that's an inadvertent clock. They brought it in bounds with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Now there are 31 seconds left in the game. The shot clock will not make any difference. There's the little culprit that went off when it shouldn't have.
You know, Fred, I'm against the fact of keeping the clock on for an entire game.
Dick, here's a point here that Sonny Smith is going to make that time should go back on the clock. It really shouldn't, because they're going to bring it in at midcourt.
So you can't wipe that time off, Fred. You cannot, because no, he's not going to wipe that time off. He's going to play it right from this point with 31 seconds. And Mr. Lauderdale is right on the play.
Tennessee has a 5-point lead in the basketball, 31 seconds left.
I was going to say to you, as you look at Sonny Smith right there, I like the idea, Fred. I like the idea of turning it off the last 4 minutes and allowing a coach to protect his lead, to run his delay game, which can be a thing of beauty if executed a la like North Carolina used to do with their 4 quarters.
Michael Brooks just protecting the basketball. He's going to be fouled. Paul Daniel just fouled out of the game.
We never did see Beeman again on the floor.
Paul Daniel will sit down with 4 points. Young man worked awfully hard tonight under pressure from Tyrone Beeman.
Yeah, right from the opening minute, Beeman got right into him, right out of the locker room, and he never allowed him to breathe.
Now 21 seconds left in the game.
The late Murray John used to teach belly button defense, Fred, out of Drake University. A great coach. He used to say, I want your nose right on that belly button. And one of his players once raised their hand and said, Coach, what happens if he reverses pivot on me? He said, you know where to get that nose, son. But tonight, that reminded me so much of Tyrone Beeman, the way he played Paul Daniels. He had his nose right in that belly button.
18 points for Michael Brooks, 7 for 8 from the floor, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Great shooting night.
Well, he's just born as a shooter. He's born like the guy you cover with the Kansas City Royals, born with a bat, George Brett. This kid's just born with a basketball and shooting it.
All right, here goes Dale Ellis out of the game, and listen to the ovation.
I knew that was going to happen. You listen.
Dale Ellis sang the fans a song tonight, and they're going to sing him one back. Auburn up with 18 seconds left to play, down by 7. Clark missed. Barkley tried to tip, couldn't get it. Willie Burton had it for Tennessee, and we got a foul. And the ovation goes on for Dale Ellis. There he is. Ellis finishes the night with 35 points and 7 rebounds in his final appearance here in Stokely, unless the Volunteers can get back here for an NCAA regional.
Well, Fred, he's my choice as a legitimate first-team All-American, along with Sampson across the front. Keith Lee has to be there from out of Memphis State, and this kid. And then you talk about the Ewings and the Perkins and all the others, but it's a legitimate...
Fetterman sits down.
Fetterman played a very solid basketball game here tonight.
15 points for Fetterman. Michael Brooks sits down. 19 points for Michael Brooks. Good night for the Volunteers. Willie Burton's on the free throw line. He has 4 points in this game. That doesn't tell his story. He's going to come out if he makes this free throw.
They had to play one heck of a game to meet the challenge of Auburn here tonight. They played on both ends of the floor right from the opening tip. They played tremendous concentration, defensively, offensively, executed, and yet Auburn hung with them, Fred.
That they did. Willie Burton gets a roaring ovation. Sits down with 6 points, but a much better floor game than that. Munford quickly up for Auburn. Nice work, didn't go. But a foul called with 4 seconds left in the game. Tennessee is going to go to 17-7, let's make it, 9-6 in the conference. Auburn will be 14-9, 7-7 in Southeast Conference play.
Well, it's getting really tough right now for Sonny Smith's club in their drive for an NCAA tournament bid, because with 9 losses already, Fred, they can't afford to lose another one, and they have LSU, Mississippi, and they're at Mississippi State, and they're at Alabama.
Mumford with a second free throw opportunity. He has 9. Give him 10. He hit double figures. 3 seconds left in the game when Tennessee gets it inbound. Here come the Volunteers, just going to kill the clock. 1 second left. The game is over, and Tennessee has won it. 82-74. The Volunteers with a great effort here tonight. Dick, this is a good basketball game.
Well, it was a solid performance by Tyrone Beeman defensively, the great long-range shooting of Michael Brooks, and the All-American superstar play of Dale Ellis. I think tonight he showed all of America why he is, in my estimation, as we look at Don DeVoe with his victory trot, the best player, no doubt about it, in the Southeastern Conference, Fred.
Chuck Barkley led Auburn with 23. Dale Ellis had 35 and 7 rebounds. Michael Brooks had 19. And again, our final score, Tennessee has defeated Auburn 82-74. For Dick Vitale, Fred White saying thanks for watching. Good night.